The library was quiet. Sarah sat alone, staring at her textbook. Words swam on the page. She felt lost. School had always been a struggle. She wanted to do well, but it felt impossible. Sarah watched other students. They seemed to understand everything so easily. She felt a pang of envy. Why was it so hard for her? Doubt crept in. Maybe she wasn't smart enough. One day, Sarah's teacher, Mrs. Thompson, noticed her struggling. Sarah had always been a quiet student, often sitting at the back of the class trying to blend in. But today, her frustration was evident. She was staring at her workbook, her brow furrowed, and her eyes filled with tears. Mrs. Thompson knew she had to step in. Mrs. Thompson was kind and patient. She approached Sarah with a warm smile, hoping to ease her anxiety. She knelt beside her desk and asked softly, "What's troubling you, Sarah?" Her voice was gentle, filled with genuine concern. She saw potential in Sarah. Despite the struggles, Mrs. Thompson believed that Sarah had a bright mind. She just needed the right guidance and support to unlock her potential. "I know you can do this," she said, her eyes shining with encouragement. "Don't give up," Mrs. Thompson said gently. "Everyone learns differently. It's okay to find some things difficult at first. We just need to find the method that works best for you." "Let's find what works for you," she continued, pulling up a chair next to Sarah. They began brainstorming different ways to approach the problems, trying to make the learning process more engaging and less intimidating. Mrs. Thompson stayed after class with Sarah. She dedicated extra time to work one-on-one with her, ensuring that she understood each concept before moving on to the next. This personalized attention made a world of difference. She explained things in a new way. Mrs. Thompson used different teaching methods, incorporating visual aids and hands-on activities to make the lessons more relatable and easier to grasp. She gave Sarah extra practice problems. These were tailored to her learning style, allowing her to practice at her own pace and build her confidence gradually. Slowly, Sarah began to understand. The concepts that once seemed impossible started to make sense. She could see the progress she was making, and it motivated her to keep trying. For the first time, Sarah felt a flicker of hope. She realized that with effort and the right support she could overcome her challenges. This newfound hope gave her the strength to persevere. Maybe she could do this. The thought that she might actually succeed began to take root in her mind. She felt a growing determination to prove to herself that she was capable. Maybe she wasn't a failure. Sarah started to see herself in a new light, recognizing her potential and feeling a sense of relief. She was no longer defined by her struggles, but by her resilience and growth. One evening, Sarah's grandfather visited her at home. It was a surprise visit, and Sarah was delighted to see him. They hadn't spent much time together lately, and she missed his stories and wisdom. He noticed her textbook spread out on the table, a clear sign of her dedication and hard work. Sarah had been studying for her upcoming exams, and the stress was evident on her face. He sat down beside her, his presence bringing a sense of calm and comfort. Sarah looked up from her books, grateful for the unexpected company. "What are you studying?" he asked, his voice gentle and curious. Sarah hesitated for a moment, then began to explain the subjects she was struggling with. Sarah told him about her struggles, the pressure she felt to succeed, and her fear of failure. Her grandfather listened patiently, his eyes filled with understanding. Then he smiled, a reassuring smile that made Sarah feel a little lighter. "Sarah," he said, "education is the key that unlocks your potential. It's not just about passing exams, but about learning and growing. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to become stronger and wiser. It opens doors to a better future," he continued, "and helps you discover who you are and what you can achieve. Never underestimate the power of knowledge and the impact it can have on your life." His words resonated deeply with Sarah. She had always seen education as a burden, but now she began to see it as a gift, a path to a brighter future. She had never thought of it that way before. Inspired by her grandfather's wisdom, Sarah felt a renewed sense of purpose and determination. She knew that with hard work and perseverance she could overcome any obstacle and achieve her dreams. Education, the path to success. That night Sarah made a decision. She would work hard. She would ask for help when she needed it. She would not give up. She spent hours studying. She went to Mrs. Thompson for extra help. Slowly but surely, things began to change. Sarah started to understand the material. She even got good grades on a few quizzes. Her confidence grew. The power within. It's a story of resilience, determination, and the incredible strength that lies within each of us. Years later, Sarah stood on a stage accepting her college diploma. The crowd cheered. She had done it. This moment was the culmination of years of hard work, late nights, and countless sacrifices. She had overcome her challenges and achieved her dreams. The journey had not been easy. There were times when she doubted herself, when the weight of her responsibility seemed too much to bear. But she persevered. As she looked out at the audience, Sarah remembered her struggles. She thought of the nights she spent studying, the moments of doubt, and the unwavering support of her loved ones. She remembered Mrs. Thompson's kindness. Her teacher had always believed in her, even when Sarah didn't believe in herself. Mrs. Thompson's encouragement had been a beacon of hope during the darkest times. She remembered her grandfather's words. He had always told her that education was the key to unlocking her potential. His wisdom and guidance had been a source of strength and inspiration. She realized that education had not just given her knowledge, it had given her the power to believe in herself. It had taught her resilience, perseverance, and the importance of never giving up. Sarah knew that her journey was proof that anything is possible with hard work and determination. She had faced numerous obstacles, but she had never let them define her. Instead, she had used them as stepping stones to reach her goals. She hoped her story would inspire other students to unlock their potential and achieve their dreams. She wanted them to know that no matter how difficult the journey may seem, the power to succeed lies within them. With determination, resilience, and the support of those who believe in them, they too can achieve greatness.